Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges, and Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's Collaborative Suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and fun. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying productive? At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's Collaborative Suite, has been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. Trello keeps everyone on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com.
Scarpins Avenue.
Dan and Ran and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits, the funny hits, and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population
Seals.
Amanda Seals. Hi, girl.
Welcome.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to
So
town.
nice. Oh my God. Can we, I have wanted to do this since we hung with you at Moon Tower and you did your set as you were sort of ramping up to the HBO special. Those like all that material in there.
9 years
I
ago.
know,
Doesn't it,
but
though?
there was so much material in there, which was like,
The woman on the plane.
I can't
the reach
handle-
over, open the window, woman on the plane thing. I think about that every time I
I
get
just
on a
can't
plane.
handle stupid behavior and how it's like
Well,
now creeping into our lives. You know what I mean? You know
Creeping?
what I'm
Oh,
I feel
it's
like
there.
it's a tsunami.
saying? Okay, so
Thank
good. So good. So now you are here in Dumb People Town, okay, where we
Yes.
believe that the world is getting dumber. And
Absolutely.
we have proof. Our great fans send Dan great stories that we, the three of us, don't know anything about these stories.
We've never
So
heard
we're gonna- We're going to hear details about what's happening for the first time. And
We try to break it down and understand.
Shall we
dumb
jump
behavior.
into one?
Yeah.
Let's
I was
do
going
it.
to tell you I had a plane situation happen yesterday.
So
Okay.
hold that,
Wait,
hold
whoa,
that
whoa,
story.
whoa.
Wait. I say hold that story. Let's do it after the break. So
Okay.
hold that story. We got a
Okay.
plane story
Okay.
again. Amanda
right.
Seals.
Ready?
Let's jump into this story and then we'll get to her plane
Sent
story.
in by Kelby W. Davis at Kelby W. Davis.
KWD. Don't
Thanks
you
for sending
love
this
when a Twitter handle is the name?
Yeah.
Because most times it is
Because
not.
you know they're not trying to hide behind
Right.
behind
This
some
I'm
like
Amanda Seals
opinionated bullshit.
at Twitter.com.
Yes. Yes.
Amanda Seals.
But the
That's
most
it.
opinionated people
Mhm.
that don't have any backing to their opinion
Right.
have the names like
They got an
Monkey
egg.
Fox.
Monkey Fox 1192.
Right.
I'm like, who are you?
Don't ask. At don't ask. I'm like, well, good for you for getting that handle.
And
That was
their,
probably
and their
right.
Avi is like Garfield
Yes.
with a pizza
like, wow,
hat.
that is some right-wing shit from Garfield and a pizza hat.
She 3PO is coming at me with some serious shade.
Oh, one of my favorites was Ku Klux Kunt.
Oh, KKC.
A lot of baking recipes on their account. A lot of baking recipes.
Here's how you do sticky balls.
Well, Kelby W. Davis has got nothing to hide.
You are you, Kelby
Thanks
W.
for being a
Davis.
townie. If you want to be like Kelby, you can just tweet at me. You go at Daniel Van Kirk, hashtag Dumb People Town, and that's how I get the stories for this show from you. That's the method. All right, ready?
Ready? Let's jump in.
Memphis, Tennessee. Don't know if we've ever been around Memphis.
we
in-
haven't.
in
I
this
have.
town.
I went to Memphis for my mother's 70th birthday. She's
Really?
from Grenada, so everywhere in America is like
Yeah.
foreign.
Yeah, exactly. Mexico, Missouri.
Right. So she was like really set on going to Memphis.
Let's go.
All
to
right,
Beale
I'm going to read you the headline, and I just off that, I know I say this a lot, but it always makes me happy, and I have to point it out. We could just riff
By the way,
for
I
10
thought,
minutes on this headline.
By the way, just to correct my own mistake here,
Sure.
I thought she meant that her mom was from Grenada, Tennessee. And she's
Like it's a town
Like
near
it's a town in
Memphis.
and she's
'Cause there
never
is
gotten
a-
out of there.
There is a
So-
Mexico, Missouri.
Sure.
I
there
heard
is
it.
a
I was like, I'm
and there
gonna
is a Lebanon.
inquire
It was
about
my
that
fault.
joke after, and I was
my
like,
fault.
because I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out. No, Grenada, the island in the Caribbean.
Okay.
I am wrong. So okay, let's just go.
All right.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here's the headline. It's 5 words.
Mhm.
That is all we would need, but
Okay.
we've got a lot more.
Let's hear it.
Birds aren't real, says man.
Nope.
Oh, come on.
Oh wow. No, I have a mini story about how I have a friend whose cousin, he was like, my cousin is coming here to meet us. We're eating dinner. He's like, my cousin is like super handsome. So he's like, don't fall for him, okay? Just because he's just like a.
That was her first intro?
His first.
His
He was like, he's like a womanizer. Don't fall for him. And I was like, all right, cool.
Wow.
So he walks up.
Good
He's
intel.
drop dead gorgeous. And I was like, touche. And my boy was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm like, cool. He's like,
Don't have a meet cute.
And I
Do not
was
have a
like,
meet cute while I'm
all
gone.
right. So we're sitting there, and his cousin's like, what's up? And I was like, ugh, I don't know. I just feel like I can't wait for Mercury to get out of retrograde. And he was like, oh, like, you believe in that shit? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, you believe in like space?
Space.
And I said, what do you? And I said, again, what do you mean? He's like, like planets and shit.
Mercury.
And then you were like, I just fell for you.
And I was
You had
like,
me at fell for that.
right. Like he literally thought like planets are
Mercury.
like,
he heard
that's a-
Mercury and then tuned out. That's
was
all he
like,
heard.
planets aren't real.
That's what I always ask for these people, and I would say it to this person here. We'll dig into it. We get into it. What's to gain? What do people have to gain by space not being real?
I don't know. I don't.
So they're like, if I don't go up and experience it with my own eyes. Meanwhile, and what you're talking about, Mercury out of retrograde, is like
I mean, it's astrology.
It's astrology.
Yes.
So it is connected to the stars
but
and
he
space.
said
and
he
whatnot.
threw out
Do
all
you
of astrology
believe in
because he
space?
doesn't believe in
He threw out
astro.
astronomy.
He
Yeah.
drew out
Yeah,
astronomy.
The
exactly.
science of the
Right.
planet.
So now, hang on a second. Like,
But he
'cause
did want to
space-
he did want to investigate Uranus. He told me that 5 or 6 times.
and he
Don't
is
fall for
hot.
that.
Don't fall for that.
Yeah.
So he's, but space is like, okay, we say space, and space is out there, and it's stars, and it's black, and it's dark, and whatnot. But like, there's space between us right now in this
Yes.
Dave
room right
Matthews
here.
knows that.
So you're
Stop it.
So your boy is saying he does not believe in
In
like
space.
space as a concept on
No, like space as planets. And he was just like, but it's just like also like hella people have seen
Right.
outer space. Like it's not like it was just
that's
Neil
the
Armstrong
thing.
at this point.
But that's
No.
what Randy was saying, that they live in this world of like the earth is flat. Like if I haven't seen it myself, it's not real. And I
Have
always
you met
wonder,
someone-
do these people think like water slides are magic?
No, there are people
because they're
who
at the top and they're like, there's no ending to this side. I can't see it. There's no slide. There's no ending. We're like, get in, find out your world's about to be
I
blown.
sat next to like a person who sells satellites for, come on, what's the big company?
Halliburton.
Woo, there it is.
Okay.
And so it was like Halliburton or Lockheed Martin, but it was like one of those.
Yeah,
One of
probably
And
Lockheed.
he's also the brother of the prime minister of Grenada, the island.
There we go. Not
in the
Grenada,
Caribbean.
Tennessee. I don't even know if
And
there's one.
he was like, he's a physicist.
Yeah.
And he's like talking to me about it. And finally I was like, I know this is going to be a dumb question, but like I have to ask it because so many people really think this. Is the earth round?
Right.
And he
No.
was like, well, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was like, but how do you know? He's like, because I seen it.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
was like, when did you see it? He's like, all the time. And he's looking at me like, who doesn't know this? And he's like, this is common knowledge. Like he's like, we look at this all day.
I
Like
know.
he's like, but I've seen the earth rotate. He's like, I've literally seen it with my own eyes.
Right.
All right, Daniel, give
So
us
are birds real?
Birds real.
Birds.
No.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Mhm.
Right, just 20
Just
miles
south
from
of Grenada. Okay,
Tennessee.
fine. All right, stop.
A new movement is accusing politicians of spreading lies through tweets. Literally. This month, a billboard that reads, "Birds aren't real," went up in the Highland Strip near the University of Memphis, according to one Memphis man. It's a part of a movement to educate people on the mass government surveillance program that replaced birds with drones.
No.
Yeah, that is what this guy believes.
So, he's saying birds
This is what
are
Cal-
real.
this
They're
is
just
what-
drones.
Calby Kirby or what?
no,
no,
Calvin
no.
Kirby just saw it. And
Right.
just
Sent the
Found
story.
the story and
Okay.
sent it
A
in.
man is saying that every single bird in the United States has been replaced by a drone, which watches our movements and reports back to the
Which
government.
is some Black
I
Mirror
don't
shit.
doubt that might be like there might be 1 out of every 100 birds is a drone.
Sure.
I'm not.
We're
gonna-
willing to entertain that.
I'll entertain that for
Right.
like a
but
moment.
birds are real. Okay.
Actual birds.
That may sound like a joke to some, but don't tell that to Peter Mickendo.
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 I mean,
The
come
big brother, or would it be Big Bird? Stop telling jokes,
Stop
person who
doing
wrote
it.
this
Stop
article.
it. It's not
The Big
funny.
Brother theory
It's not
is
funny.
that beginning in 1959, the United States government started killing off all birds in the country while simultaneously replacing them with identical undercover surveillance drones, what we now call birds. Believers say that footage is used to monitor all Americans every day.
Okay, so now we are all comics here. We all are trained to look at the world and say, why is this the way that it is?
Sure.
And we are trying to figure out why people behave the way they do. That's
Right.
what we all try and do
No,
in our
this is a
stand-up.
dude who a bird looked at him funny once, and he was like, "Well, there they are. They're looking at me. He's looking at me."
But I'm saying, like, wouldn't it be great to just believe in all this crazy
No,
shit?
you'd never stop.
Don't-
man.
I know, but I'm just saying, like,
You think
this
your
guy
TV is recording
I
you?
know, but this guy's so
I've
confident
dated
in
that
it.
person
You
too.
have not.
You
I've
dated
dated
that?
Fell for
every
that
kind
cousin?
of person. I've dated the person. I did though. I did.
Stop
No.
it.
But I dated that person who was just like, I don't like being recorded. I don't like we were making out in front of my TV and he was like, he kept looking and I was like, what are you looking at? He's like, I just don't like doing stuff in front of a TV. And I was like,
Why?
oh,
What?
also, plot twist, he's an actor.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean? You're going to have to do this if you want to
And
work.
then
I cannot make
he
out with
did
you.
a sex scene. I
In a
can't
movie?
make yes.
In a-
Wait a
Oh,
second.
man, this is what you don't
Wait, you
understand.
dated Paul Giamatti?
I'm fine with doing it as long as someone slates first.
And then I dated somebody who literally, and I talk about this in my special, who literally was like, I don't fuck with birds.
Really?
And I was like, what are you talking about?
I
Like,
know
do you
people
mean
have
like
been afraid
promiscuous
of 'em.
women? And he was
Yeah.
just like, I don't like birds. He
Yeah,
was like,
birds.
they funny. I don't like how they move.
They don't trust things that can
Like,
fly.
It's,
How do they just move and start flying? That scares
how are their bones thin enough then and light enough that they can do
Right.
that stuff? I don't
That's
trust them.
a healthy
So
dose of
I
paranoia.
don't fuck with birds is like one step removed from birds
That's
aren't real.
exactly.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like in
also reminds-
20
what was
years,
that
that
song?
guy's gonna be like birds are
What was
from
that hip hop song that was like,
I don't fuck with
I don't
birds.
fuck with birds,
I
but
don't
it's you instead? Remember what I'm talking about? Who
Yes,
is that?
Big
Nobody?
Sean. I
Right
don't
there.
fuck with Jim. But he was talking about a bird.
Right,
So,
there you
talking
go.
about
There
birds.
you
Yes.
go.
He was.
Maybe he got it from
Nick and Doe, who is from Arkansas, which
Wow.
tells you right away the person from Tennessee who wrote this needed you to know, not Tennessee.
Not from my state. He's from that shit ass state right next door.
This guy's from Arkansas. Let's
Right.
just be
Let's
clear.
be clear.
First up, that's what they should have wrote. First
First
up,
up.
Nick and Doe, who's from Arkansas, and said he moved to Memphis to become, quote, a full-time activist. That is, you cannot put that on your taxes.
So I'm becoming a full-time activist.
I have also dated.
a
No.
full-time
activist?
Legit. Yes. And
when
when
you
we
break
start
up with people, you say, I'm glad this is over, but also I'm more glad for the minutes I got out of it.
yeah, I literally
Thank
broke up
you.
with someone
No.
10 hours ago. And so, yes, I've literally had to be like,
I'm sorry.
the material.
But
The
it's
material.
better.
It's all going in the
The
works.
bits.
So you
The
dated
bits.
an activist. Now,
I dated somebody who the bits. I dated somebody who I literally was like, how are we gonna make a live? Like, how are you making a living? Like, how? And he was like, I'm a revolutionary, and I was like, that's not.
you can't.
It
You
doesn't
can't sign a check with I'm a
sustain.
revolutionary.
It doesn't.
No.
And mind you, we're really good friends now. But like 6 years later, he's like, I see what you meant when you said it.
I get it. I get it now.
I got to revolutionize my finances.
And which he did, and now he's like, I see how that. I got you.
I gotta make paper, not just signs.
So Nick and Doe, Peter, if you're nasty, moved to Memphis to be a full-time activist, said he didn't start the movement, but around 2015 he joined because he always had a, quote, distrust of feathered beings.
There you go.
He wanted
There
to
you
spread
go.
he wanted to spread that message further than the stickers or posters, so he put up a billboard in Memphis. He's got billboard money.
Wow.
Billboard
I
money.
I don't
No
know.
idea.
Maybe you should be dating this guy.
I don't know.
That's
That's
the
an
kind of
activist-
activist we're talking about.
It's an
Is
activist
he
with
independently
cash.
wealthy?
Maybe.
I have
maybe he's funded
no
by
idea.
the Koch
You know what
brothers.
though? I appreciate that like his white man craziness went to billboards and not to movie theaters with guns. know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you
I
go.
will. I can get on board with you. Want to throw up a billboard that makes no sense? Go fine.
Go for it.
He did an interview about all this, and we will break it down right after we take a quick break.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
It's a trying time that challenges all of our basic assumptions. However, one thing that brings us all together is our common humanity. Now, more than ever, teams must come together and work together to solve big challenges. And Trello is here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's collaborative suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format. Plus, tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Teams of all shapes and sizes in companies like Google, Fender, and even Costco all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. With Trello, you can work with your team wherever you are, whether it's at home or in an office. No matter what device you're using, computer, tablet, or phone, Trello syncs across all of them, so you can stay up to date on all the things your team cares about. Keep your workflow going from wherever you are with Trello. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com. Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's Collaborative Suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We got Amanda Seales.
Okay.
Hi.
Follow her, by the way, on all social media. On Twitter, you are Amanda Seales. She mentioned here on Instagram.
Amanda Seales.
Same
Nice.
deal. And if you haven't seen her HBO special, go to HBO Go and watch it. It's
Thanks.
so
It's also on
fantastic.
Amazon now.
On
Amazon
Amazon,
now.
get
It
it.
is so
support it.
damn
She's
funny.
fantastic in everything.
And
she does.
podcast, podcasting.
Podcast, Small Doses.
Small
Small
Check out
Doses
Small
right here on
Doses.
Starburns. It's
Yes,
a Starburns
which
podcast.
is a
So
Starburns
support
entity.
that.
Subscribe to that. You will love it. And you were saying you just got off a plane.
I just got off a plane.
What
and
happened nutty on the
What
plane?
dumb thing happened to you
On
there?
the way to where I was going, I ended up in an emergency row.
Yep.
And, they always ask everyone, can you do
Can you
what needs
perform
to
the
be
function?
done?
And you have to audibly say yes.
Yes, audibly say yes. So there was I would say like 17-year-old blonde white woman sitting next to me, like 17, 18, but she was old enough
to know.
to know things.
Sure.
Okay. So she's sitting next to me and she's last to be asked. So the woman asks every single person. We'll say yes.
So she's seen it been done.
Yes.
That's always my favorite too. When the flight attendant asks somebody, "Ma'am, if you could just
Can you
take
just-
these out?"
no, this guy
Could
was
you
looking
just-
at his phone and
Okay.
she was like, sir,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, yes.
Yes.
Right.
So I said yes. Then she's like, and she like, she does the head motion to somebody. You know, when you just look at somebody
Yep.
with your head and eyes like,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I'm prompting you.
Yeah.
And the girl was like, I don't know.
I don't know.
And then she looks at me and is like, what does she want? And I was like, what do you mean? And then
she want?
the guy on the other side of me is like, for real? There's only one answer. And she was like, and then the flight attendant is like, don't give her the answer. Don't give her the answer.
Right.
And then she's like, I don't know what, and she's like looking around, like panic. I don't know what you guys are, what is,
So ill-equipped. to
She's
deal
like,
with
what is happening?
and I'm just like, is this happening? Like
Oh
she
my
was
God.
so verklempt. Like she was really.
Couldn't handle it.
But can we give credit to Amanda for this? I'm now going to employ this. If you're ever involved with someone who is being crazy, her question, she put it back on the woman. So she's like, I don't know what it means. And you're like, what do you mean? So like now you put it back on her and she has to explain
That's
herself.
therapy.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
That is
That's
therapy.
literally
What do you
therapy.
mean
What
by
do
what
you
does it
mean?
I'm not going
How
to
does
figure
that
this
make
out for
you
you.
feel?
What do you mean?
That's literally
was
the
so
work
smart.
of anger management and
That
therapy.
is so
good.
What
Let
do you
me
mean?
not
Wait,
try and
just-
figure this out. Let me give it back.
Did
Because
she
if
get
I
moved?
try and figure this out, I'm gonna get annoyed.
Did she
she
get
finally
moved or
say yes?
figure it out?
So she was like, and so the flight attendant was like, I'm gonna say this again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the abilities and capabilities to do the actual tasks for sitting in an exit
The
row?
flight attendant was Rosie Perez.
Yes.
Funny enough, no, like, yes. and she was like, I mean, I guess. Like, yeah, I guess. And she was like,
Oh my
Rosie
God.
Perez was up in arms. And then
She's like, Mookie,
and
Mookie.
she turns around, and then when she turns back around, an Asian man is now sitting in the seat.
Yeah.
So somehow a switcheroony
Really?
happened that quick, and Asian man was like, "Yes,
Yes, I get this.
I knew.
I'm good to be here.
He knew, but
That's
like,
awesome.
isn't it crazy in this day and age? I like
And then
whenever
we'll
we
get back
travel
to this.
We'll
Yeah,
get
yeah,
right
yeah.
back to this. But isn't it whenever I travel and someone goes through like the metal detector and they don't know what to do? I'm always
know.
like,
Here we are.
"Are you
20
joking?
years in, bro?
This is crazy that
Guys,
you do."
you're still people who can't figure out how to get on an escalator.
No.
Or off.
I did
I'm
see-
like, we're 40, 50 years into escalators.
doing the
And we still
escalators.
got people acting like they're Indiana Jones and this shit like
You have
that.
to time it.
it's definitely playing double dutch." And I don't. I watched someone today like struggle to
Vertical
get off a
double
people
dutch.
mover, and it wasn't someone that it wasn't like an elder. It was just
No,
like,
it's like a,
Someone who should know.
Right.
Someone who should
You
know.
got on.
You got on.
Yeah. You figured that part out.
Did you think this was your new life? This is never going to end.
This is going to
You're
take
gonna-
me
you
to
get
my
to
car?
Wally it. You get to Wally it the rest of your life. It's all taken care of.
It's going to take me past my children and
I
show
just
me
like
my
that the
future.
person's wife looked at him like, what is your problem? Like,
I would
what?
look like him like that.
She
What
walked
do you-
by him and looked back at him like,
Get off.
What do you mean is my new response to anything crazy?
I'm so serious. What do you mean saves you a lot of energy?
I'm going to put
What
it
do you
back on the
mean?
feed. All right,
Okay,
let's
Dan,
finish this.
what did
up.
this dummy say about his interview?
Really quick, though, before we get into this, in case you guys have any, I want to remind people I'm running my hour at UCB on August 29th, Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Do that.
And then I'll be in Jacksonville the 12th through the 14th
Duval.
in September. And in October, I'll be at Zany's the 16th through the 19th. And there's a ton of other dates at danielvankirk.com. So go
Hit that.
to those. And on the 9th of September,
We do
Dumb
live
People
Largo at Dumb People Town.
People, come on out.
Nice.
Tell them.
New Town. We've got Pete Yorns playing music. We've got
Yes.
Andy Richter
Come
and
on.
Kate McCucci. Great show.
Andy Richter
Yes.
just put up a funny tweet about a guy who had
With
his
his
feet,
feet up on the thing. I read that.
Yeah.
That's a guy put his
Ridiculous.
feet on the TV screen.
So he'll be on the show, and then at the Bell House in Brooklyn on October 13th,
Yes.
we're doing a live Dumb People
gonna
Town
sell out.
with
Get those
Michael
tickets.
Che, and if we can sell it out, we'll add another one. So anyway,
And superscholars.com for a ton of dates at these things.
AmandaSeals.com, is that for all your dates and stuff?
Yeah,
Although
you can go to
came off tour.
smartfunnyandblack.com.
SmartFunnyandBlack.com.
And I will be doing my show, Smart Funny and Black, at the Novo on September 14th and in Chicago at the Chicago Theater on September 28th. And it's a live Black
hell
pop
yeah.
culture game show.
We're going to be in Chicago the 27th, actually. The night before, we're down at Tinley Park at the convention center. We're doing a show there.
So
All right.
go-
Basically,
see
what we're
them.
saying is we're busy.
Yeah.
We're busy.
We're busy,
We're doing
and come see us.
Yeah, because we're
Okay.
coming to you. Here
Let's
we go.
finish this
Ready?
up, Dan.
Yeah.
He put up the billboard. We don't know how he got billboard money.
Got
Quote,
Bill more money.
This is what he said in his interview. We wanted to put it up in a big city, the Paris of the West. This you have now
Memphis?
somehow said something more ridiculous
Isn't
than
the
birds
Paris
aren't real.
of the West Paris, Texas? Or
Yeah, of
no?
course it
Okay,
is.
fine. I'm just wondering. What is the
Memphis
Paris
is
of the
also
West?
New
not
York, I don't know.
West.
Yeah. Memphis is
Memphis
like
is
Midwest
east.
or
It's
East.
east of the Mississippi.
Memphis, I believe, is literally Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
Yes.
I think
It's
you're right.
east of the Mississippi. We know that to be true.
So
Then
we,
that
we
makes it
came to
east.
the one city we knew
We're taking that.
would be the big deal, Memphis, Tennessee, the 901.
All right.
The 901.
Which is also, you're from Arkansas. You don't get to yell out other area codes. You
The
gotta
only
stick
person who gets to
yours.
do that is Ludacris.
Yes.
If you try to do it,
Because
it's
he's-
just ludicrous.
It is just
Mickendo
Nice.
said, bird truthers have come to Memphis just to see the billboard. He also said other people think it's a joke. I should
AKA the Audubon Society. Like,
Yes.
is that who bird
Adam
truthers
Adam Kate
are?
Holland's just out there. Look at that sign.
Just people with binoculars looking at it.
We
Wait,
don't.
do you know that you've seen The Incredibles, the original Incredibles,
Of course.
that animated
Yeah,
movie?
phenomenal.
Yes.
There is a moment where the bird comes up and looks at him, and they start talking. They're like, "Oh, that bird," and then it goes, meh, 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 and it
Right.
is a drone. Maybe this guy just saw
Oh
that.
my
It was like,
God.
that's
No,
all
he
birds.
saw that and was like,
This
they're
is real.
into
They're
it.
into
Yeah,
it.
he was
Yeah,
like,
everybody.
I'm not alone.
Why would they put it in The Incredibles if it wasn't real, yo?
I mean, everything in The Incredibles is real.
Obviously.
More from Mickendo. We don't find this humorous, he said. This is a serious issue, and this is something where we're trying to spread awareness of unconsensual surveillance happening.
Is he having consensual sex?
I don't know.
Like, is someone fucking Mickendo?
No.
Surveillance
no,
and sex
nobody.
it always needs enthusiastic consensualism.
Yes.
Yep.
I made that up. Happening on a mass level. Birds are lying to them every day. Every tweet by a bird is a lie. What bird hurt you?
Does he think birds
What
do
bird
Twitter?
broke your heart?
I
Yeah.
think he thinks birds are Twitter.
I mean, the logo is a bird.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Peter
he's like every
Mickendo.
tweet.
So maybe
every
he's
tweet.
like, maybe this is metaphorical.
Peter
The reason
Mickendo.
I asked if he's having sex is because these are the moments. Remember, I just broke up with someone,
Sure.
and these are the moments where I'm like, is there someone for everyone?
Yeah.
Because
I-
did Mickendos find another bird hater? and was like, and they were like, I've been looking for you my whole life.
Hey, the couple that hates birds together
Together
stays
stays
together.
together.
He's always said that about
Peter
them.
Mickendo insisted he's
The
not
couple
the
that flocks together, flocks
There
together.
you go. Insisted he's not the founder of the movement, just a messenger. But he said the leaders of the movement prefer to remain anonymous, and even he doesn't know who they are.
Man.
Though the evidence may seem scarce, Mickendo said he knows enough to know a cover-up is happening.
By the way,
you
I
can
love
never
a
know
movement-
a cover-up is happening because it's not a cover-up.
Right.
If you know,
Cover up is
Right.
happening. But
Right.
I love that he
Always trust a movement where the leaders
Leaders
of the
are
movement
anonymous.
won't let you know who they are.
That's right.
Yes.
Right.
100%.
So he believes everything they're saying, but he cannot know who they are.
right. Quote,
Where?
I consider myself, remember, so he's done two ridiculous things. Birds aren't real.
And I'm
Memphis is the
But
Paris
that's
of
not
the
far
West.
fetched from, like, God. So
It's true.
It's true.
Quote,
True.
I consider myself to be a normal American, Peter McIndoe said.
Sure you do.
I wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my car, and have an avid disbelief of avian beings.
Every day.
fair
You wash your
enough.
car every
Every
day.
day.
That's the
Why-
crazy
That.
thing.
Well, the interesting thing about that
Biff?
is it because birds are shitting on his car?
He
has to wash
it's
it
the
every day.
proximity to the tree.
This is it.
That
We don't
is
find
unreal.
this humorous. This is a serious issue, and this is something we're trying to spread awareness of unconsensual surveillance happening on a mass level. He said the government-controlled bird drones use power lines as charging units to power up, and the
Duh.
birds
That's brilliant.
and birds
actually.
that are eaten, like chicken and turkey, are actually synthetic meat alternatives. I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay.
Quote, I knew I had to give my all to the movement, so I abandoned everything. I left my friends. I abandoned my family. I've not spoken
let
to
me
them
let me
since.
correct
Back
that.
up
Your
that.
friends
Friends
left you.
left you.
The second you started
Exactly.
talking
Touche.
about this
This
shit.
is,
I've not spoken to them since, and I made the truth my family. Just as lonely. Just so you know. The truth, with or without the truth, you're
is
just as lonely.
You spend Christmas with the truth. It's not fun.
Truth?
That sounds
Truth,
like
I'm
a
home.
film I need to
Spending
write.
Christmas with the truth.
Christmas with the
Amanda
truth.
Seals is spending Christmas with
the truth.
I want to be in that Hallmark movie.
I wanna be in
That's
that
a
movie so
Hallmark movie. Christmas with the truth.
She marries the truth.
And
Oh
she's
my
just
God.
she's like Amanda Seals is hanging ornaments on there
Stockings.
and then breaks down and starts
Here's
like one falls off and she starts crying.
The truth. I should have married
He
the
doesn't
truth.
consider McIndoe doesn't consider this a conspiracy, and he said he doesn't identify with other conspiracies. "Quote: Flat Earthers are out of their minds. They're nuts. There's a lot of crazy people out there."
That's
I'm
fun.
not crazy.
I'm
I
not
mean,
talking
come on.
about
I'm not
flat Earth.
crazy.
Right.
No.
He said this is just a phenomenon in the U.S. Quote, sometimes I
Oh.
travel internationally just to breathe that drone-free air, he said. Sometimes I'll go to the Himalayas, look around at all the birds there. It gives me this warmth, this feeling of hope for what this country could be if we fight back, change legislation, and get these drones out of here and get the birds real quick. All right, we'll close up on this. He's trying to raise awareness, and Google searches for the terms "birds aren't real" are actually increasing. They increased at the end of 2018 and the beginning of
Of course.
2019.
Of course.
Here's where we will leave us with. We like to play little guessing games about the stories we do in this show, Amanda. All the
Okay.
townies play along with us. How many Instagram followers does the account Birds Aren't Real have on Instagram?
Oh,
Now,
oh my God.
he started. I would also like
This
to say
is
before
such
you
a-
guys
we've
make
never
your
played
guesses,
this game
there's
before.
a part of me that hopes and part believes this guy's on some sort of Kaufman level, that he's created this whole thing
Yeah.
as a ruse. Which
That would
either
be
way,
Genius.
better.
By the way,
Even
that would
better.
be
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
I would
yeah.
love this guy
I would
so
love
much.
him
Right.
so much.
All right, so
Okay.
Amanda, you can go
It's
first.
actually
Yes.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, and he hates himself because he's a drone.
It's a new
Larry
Spike
Bird.
Jones movie.
It's Larry Bird.
So you can either go first, you can go between the two of us, which is the Tig Notaro slot. You can go first, Tig, or you can go last
I'll go
after we
Tig.
guess. Okay,
Okay,
Tig.
all
Okay,
right,
Jay,
Jay
you go
Aran,
first.
how many
Jay, you go
followers
first.
does
I'm gonna tell you right
Birds
now,
Aren't Real
because
have
we're
on
covering
Instagram?
this right now with her in the episode.
It's
gonna
going
go
up.
up.
It's going to go up.
gonna
So
go
you're,
up.
you're welcome,
Yeah.
Mick and
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I think it's 11,000.
11,000.
Which is a lot.
Which is
Yeah.
a lot.
Listen.
Amanda Seals.
Yeah, Amanda, yeah.
How many followers on Instagram does @Birds Aren't Real have?
I'm tempted to Price is Right it and go like.
Well, you can go. It's closest no matter what. We don't go
Closest
higher
no
or
matter
lower.
where
It's
you
just
are.
Closest no matter what.
But you
All right.
can go
I'm gonna
one.
go 5,200.
5,200. That's
Okay.
a good guess.
I was going to say 3,700.
3,700. Okay.
I thought you were gonna say 37.
Townies.
3,700.
Get your answers in.
It's definitely like
in
over
now.
a few thousand.
Get your answers in right now. If you're in Chicago, go see Amanda Seals' show. If you're in Chicago in mid-October, go see me. If you're in Chicago a week after Amanda's show, go
No,
see the
day
Sklars.
No, day before.
Day
Or the day before. I'm sorry. Go see the Sklars. All right.
Here we go.
Now, we got your comedy weekend on lock September
Yeah.
27th and
Yeah.
28th, okay?
And then
Chicago.
3 weeks later with me.
Here
Here we
hear
go.
us in the 312.
The amount of Instagram followers that Birds Aren't Real has on Instagram
I'm going to be so surprised right now. Am I not,
is 135,000.
Oh!
Yeah. Yes.
That's,
Yes.
oh my God.
Shut the front door.
That's
Yes.
bird shit crazy. Not bad shit crazy. Bird shit
I
crazy.
think we need to change our
135,000.
Twitter handle to like the wind hates us
Oh,
or
yeah.
something like that.
or air isn't real.
Air-
Oh my God.
135,000.
That is proof that the
I
world
gotta
is
see what the
getting dumber.
content is like. Because
Is it verified?
You know what? I looked a little bit from what I see. A lot of shirts, a lot of birds. It's like the guys. If it's all a ruse,
It's
he's
all
just
merch.
created
It's
a
all
merch.
merch.
Yes.
This is a
Oh my
merch
God,
thing.
a
Oh my
merch
God.
based thing.
Birds aren't real.
love
Amazing.
What's
Well,
crazy is that, like, in the hip hop world, like, that shirt means something completely
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
girls.
Or in England.
birds is a
It's
euphemism
For
for
the
old
Sinatra
lady.
term.
yeah, like, well, for
Women, for-
promiscuous,
Women,
like, for
yeah.
like gold digging women.
That's right.
So birds aren't real is actually like a very
You are-
strong
yeah,
point
like,
of view.
It's well, it's saying like you're
Look, they're not
gold
being
digging,
real.
you're not
They're
being
Yeah.
not
real.
being real.
You're not
Be
being
who
real.
you are.
That's a strong point of view.
That
This
shirt
guy's
just
gonna lose his mind when some like famous rap artist is like, where he's
Mix it
like,
up.
oh, they're on that.
They're on it.
They're on it.
Oh my God.
I love
he
it.
goes
Well-
out here with birds aren't real shirts.
I love it. Well, Amanda Seals, thank you for dropping by. We're going to have you on a full episode coming
I'd
up
love
soon.
to. Thank
we love
you.
having you here, and for all of our townies, we love you too. And no shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, hunker down. It's Dumb People Town.
Scarpins Avenue.
A podcast network.